Welcome to another episode of Dub Gaming. We're going to take a look at some of the PvP results from today. So let's go ahead and come in here into the arena. And first, let's take a look at Battle for Glory and let's see who won from this past season. All right, not a huge surprise here. We got Bloodlust. That's Week's team that won. He's probably the strongest player in the game right now. So not really a surprise there that he won. Let's go in here and take a look at the rest of the rankings. So we had two Bloodlust teams. Mystic, Bushido, Bloodlust X, Meta, Bloodlust, Mystic Bloodlines, and Bloodlust in the top 10. Taking a look at the overall guild rankings. Bloodlust, Bushido, Bloodlust X, Eclipse, Meta, Dark, I don't know how to say that, Saiyajins, Legends, OMFG, BBQ, Nebula, and Soul Reapers. Alright. Let's go take a look at championships, see how everybody's doing over there this first round that was passed. Alright, so with Group 1, Master Division, got some Nudachi Phantom. I know that you're out there on Discord. I've seen you around. Looks like G159 is going to have this group in the bag. Over here in Group 2, I got Jester versus Shelby and Sandwich versus Steph. I think Sandwich has probably got this. He's going to take this group. And over here we have Ripley versus Psyhomorph and Joker versus Dons. Yeah, this is going to end up being Dons versus Ripley. And Dons is going to take it. We have Segment versus Stormy X. And crap versus Chidori. Chidori's got this easy. Tarfo versus OnlyFans. And myself versus Castile. Sorry guys, but I'm going with me on this one. I've got it. Adaptus versus Alucard Rue. And Reekster versus Adin Zai. Now this one might be a little bit up in the air. I think we're gonna see Alucard Rue versus Reekster in the finals right here. And then I don't really know who's gonna take it. Yeah, he's got some pretty solid teams in here. That one's kind of weird. They're all a little bit strange, but they look fairly strong. He doesn't have an E3 Boreas, though. Come over here and take a look at Alucard. Okay. He's got an E. Oh, I was looking at Verba, Jesus. E3 Boreas. Pretty good teams. I don't know. That's tough. It's gonna be between those two, though. I'm pretty sure. And then we have Elion and Red Phantom, then Sunny Day and Mnemonic Zero. Elion's gonna take this group. And then the last group we got Tiki Birdie versus Kapaw. I don't know. Is that Russian? I have no idea. And then Bounce versus Lethalia. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bounce versus Tiki. But I don't know. Lethalia is kind of a dark horse out here. You know, don't count her out. Switch over to Elite Division. Oh, no. Yeah. Sorry about that. Elite Division Group 1. We have a guy from Masters versus Pokerface and Avina versus Kinetics. Yeah, that's too bad, Avina. Kinetics has got that for sure. I got Soya. Soya as a Shiro versus ZVR. And Bryce versus the guy from Scuff. I think we're going to have Bryce versus ZVR right here, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Bryce has got it in the bag for sure. We got Papa versus Need Kane and Ghost Slayer versus Hexa. It's going to be Hexa versus... I don't really know what Need Kane has. Let's see what Papa's got. Oh, yeah, okay. I think Papa's got that one. So it's going to be Hexa versus Papa, and Hexa's going to win. Schwinty versus Mazook, and Cressetti versus Scuff. Cressetti's got this. I'm not sure about this matchup over here. I haven't seen these guys before. Okay. This one... Oh, yeah, that's going to be Mazook. He's got Mazook versus Cressetti. Cressetti's got the win. Papa Codes and Whisper versus the guy from Hot Kiss and Sweet Daddy. Papa Codes for Sweet Daddy, and Papa Codes, don't let me down, man. I'm rolling with you, man. I think you got it. I think you got the win here. Pitiful versus the guy from Masters, and Gimme That versus Blader. Yeah, Pitiful's got it. 100%. Pitiful versus Gimme That, and Pitiful's got the win. Guy from Phoenix Bulls and Pepe Guiche versus Holy Pops and Freeman VP. I have no idea who those guys are, but going off of the little War of Throne tags, I'd say that Holy Pops versus Phoenix Bulls, and Pops has got the win. And last but not least, in Elite Division, we got Jack Spar versus Gamer, and Crispy versus Franz Herman. So yeah, Franz versus Gamer, and Franz is going to the final 8. Finally, we got Trial Division, Group 1. He-Ho Pew Pew versus Runham, and Furs versus Diva SSMP. I'm taking Verge. I'm going Verge versus He-Ho, with Furs winning it. We have Felix versus Fizzy, and Stasher versus Horizon. I gotta go with my man Fizzy here. Fizzy, don't let me down. Fizzy versus Stasher, and Fizzy's gonna take it. He's going to the final 8 this time, guys. Kramus versus Arato, and a dude from Crazy Home versus Ghost. I'm taking Ghost versus Kramos, and Ghost is gonna go to the final 8. Super Serb 178 versus Dobby Free, and Zerchik versus Shadow 1917. Super Serb, you got this one, buddy? I think you do. I think you do. You know what you're doing out there. So we're gonna go Super Serb versus Zerkic, and Super Serb is going on to the finals. Defiled 181 versus Pro Off, and then Hal Windclaws versus Sandcaster. Sandcaster the second. Yeah, we're going Sandcaster versus Defiled, with Sandcaster moving on. Buns Glazin and a dude from Mayhem versus Perigol Jonda and Adamant 01. So we're going Adamant 01 versus Buns Glazin. And I'm saying Buns. Buns is going to take it home. Ultra Co 1 versus Carrillo, and Zavecki versus 2JJ. Ultraco versus Zavecki, and Ultraco has got the win. Then last but not least, Sigvin, Hi-Hat, 7Nbani, and Chupoka. BJF. Oh, BJ free to play. 777. Alright, BJ versus Hayat, with BJ winning. So those are your bets for today, gentlemen and ladies. So let me know how it turns out in the comments. That's it for today. Stay tuned for another episode coming soon.